Bring the Safety Services and License Committee to order tonight. Clerk, may I please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Present.
Councilman Ritz,
Present.
Councilman Trafficante, Councilwoman Vaziri,
Present.
Councilman Andujar,
Present.
Council Vice President Royan,
Present.
Council President Wall.
Here.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the last meeting, but they are not provided to you and they are not done yet. So we're going to skip over that, correct? Yes, Mayor? Okay, is there anyone here from the public that would like to comment tonight on agenda items only? Tom, anyone online that would like to comment?
So there is no public comment online.
All right, I'm going to close public comment then. Public hearings, the first one, I'm going to ask for, if nobody opposes, we're going to, under A, take 1 and 2 together. Does anyone oppose? Nope. I'm going to ask for a motion to approve A, 1 and 2.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Trafficante,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vaziri,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Council Vice President Royan, Council President Wall.
Yes.
Okay, under the show's cause hearing tonight, continued from November 3rd, 2025 to December 1st, 2025, and then to tonight, we're going to have Andy's East Coast Speed. Is anyone here from Andy's East Coast Speed? I do not believe so, and all is in compliance, so I believe we're going to take him off of the show cause. Going to pass, okay. Next is R&R Auto, and they are in compliance with everything. I do see them here tonight if they'd like to come out. If not, we're going to pass and we're going to take it right off.
We should just table both for compliance. So motion to table for compliance.
I'd like a motion to table for compliance.
So motion to table for compliance.
Second.
Does anyone have anything they'd like to say or any discussion on this?
No discussion on motion to table.
Thank you. All right, committee matters carried over.
Vote.
You need to vote on the motion to table.
I'd like a vote. Clerk, could you call a roll call vote, please?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Trafficante,
What are we voting on?
To table it.
Exactly.
These two. For compliance.
Yes.
Councilwoman Vaziri,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Council Vice President Royan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Okay, committee matters carried over. On the agenda, we have Class BV liquor renewal, and then we also have the Victoring license renewal. Does anyone oppose to us taking them together? Okay, I believe Kefology, if you'd like to come up to the stand, state your name and your address so we have it. I do see that you're just waiting for your letter of good
Yes,
standings,
yes.
and I'm aware that you went to the Department of Revenue and tried to get it.
Yes, I went today as well. I went yesterday as well, but they're just waiting on, they said by tomorrow morning it'll be cleared through.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what they said. So I know that my meeting is tonight, though. I tried to get like a letter from them or something. They said they couldn't do that. The only thing they could do is just give me the papers stating that I was there today and that everything's filed up to date, if you
yeah.
want to see it.
We run into this a lot. You were kind
Okay.
enough to call the clerk and update her on everything.
Thank you.
Usually that we know that they are behind. So thank you for
Yeah.
paying your city taxes and making the
Thank you.
effort to get your letter of good standing.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to ask for a motion to pass both of these licenses, subject to us receiving the letter of good standing from the state of Rhode Island.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, may I have a roll call vote?
I'll leave it up to the chair, the solicitor, but I believe it's a motion to approve.
Approve, yes.
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz,
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baziri,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
So once you do receive it, you can go right into the business portal, upload it, and then you can print your certificates right yourself, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming tonight and trying to get that.
Thank you so much.
All right, new matters before the committee tonight. It's Victoring license. And it's 1031 Kitchen Corp. doing business as Boulevard Pizza located at 1031 Narragansett Boulevard. It looks like all is in order, so I'm going to ask for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, can I have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baziri.
Yes.
Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Next is the licenses renewal before the committee. And license entertainment, number one is 39 West Phoenix Plaza LLC, located at 39 Phoenix Ave. They're asking for an indoor and an outdoor entertainment license. Wednesday through Thursday, 6 to 9, but then Friday and Saturday, 8 PM to 1. I did receive a letter from Director Moretti, and I believe he emailed everybody on the committee. Director Moretti is asking, and the police department is asking, that we limit during the St. Mary's Feast outdoor entertainment to 11:30. So Solicitor? Okay, how would I phrase this for the entertainment license?
Well, it would just be a motion to approve, subject to that limitation as it pertains to the St. Mary Feast, that's all. And then just put the limitation, include the limitation in the motion.
Thank you very much.
Madam Chair, it's 11 PM entertainment, 11:30 stop alcohol.
So could I please ask for a motion to approve this with the exception of St. Mary's Feast entertainment license only be to 11 PM, and they have not asked for anything on Sundays.
Motion to approve.
And then
Second.
Second.
into the liquor.
Okay, is there any discussion on this? Clerk, may I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Council Trafficante,
Yes.
Councilwoman Baziri,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
All right, if you could just look at 2 through 4, and if nobody opposes, I'd like to take them all together. It looks like everything is in order. And ask for a motion to approve under A, 2 through 4.
Motion to approve 2 through 4 under A.
Any discussion?
I second it.
Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz. Council Trafficante.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baziri.
Yes.
Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Next is the firearm license, Precision Polishing and Ornaments Incorporated, and I'm going to ask for a motion to approve that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discuss? Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz. Council Trafficante,
Yes.
Councilwoman Baziri, Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Okay, next under Victorin licenses, license period December 1st, 2025 through December 1st, 2026. I'm going to take number 1, 39 West Phoenix Plaza LLC located at 39 Phoenix Ave. They are asking through Wednesday through Saturday, 4 PM to 11. I'm going to ask for the Victorin license during the St. Mary's Feast to only be 4 PM to 11:30 PM during the St. Mary's Feast, but the other time can be till 1 AM.
Motion, so moved. Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, could I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano, Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante.
Yes.
Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Councilwoman Baziri,
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
Okay, if everyone could just take a second and look at 2 through 17. Nobody opposes. It looks like everyone has everything in order and is in compliance. I'm going to ask for a motion to approve 2 through 17.
Motion to approve 2 through 17, section C.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, could I please have a roll call vote?
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Ritz, Council Trafficante,
Yes.
Councilwoman Baziri,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar,
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes.
If everyone just wanted to look, we did have it in our package. The licenses is approved, but subject to, but not yet issued because they are not in compliance. And just take a mental note of those businesses, please. We will be working closely with the solicitor to come up with new solutions as of January 1st for these businesses. Okay, I'd like to adjourn this meeting. All in favor,
Motion
say,
to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
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 Evening. Good evening and welcome to this December 15th regular city council meeting. At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order, and I ask the clerk to please call a roll.
Councilwoman Graziano,
Present.
Councilman Andujar,
Present.
Councilman Ritz.
Present.
Councilman Trafficante,
Present.
Councilwoman Bazari,
Present.
Councilman Campiano,
Present.
Councilman Banano,
Present.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Present.
Council President Wall.
Here. At this time, I'd like everyone to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. If I could ask everyone to remain standing, to take a moment of silence for those students who died and were injured at Brown this weekend. Thank you. The first item of business this evening would be the approval of minutes. This time I'm going to entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes from the November 17th regular city council meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, I ask the clerk to please call it roll.
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar.
Yes.
Councilman Ritz. Councilman Trafficante,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bazari.
Yes.
Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
Council Banano.
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan,
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes. Next item of business is public hearing. Is there anyone here in the chambers this evening who would like to make public comment on docketed matters only? If there is someone here this evening, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. You will have 4 minutes to speak.
Good evening, Joy Fox, 411 Fair Street, Warwick, Rhode Island. I'm just here to say I will miss you all next ordinance and city council meeting. No, I'm kidding. I'm just here to say that it's been a long couple of months. We started this discussion in October on the ordinance before you tonight being amended for special advertising in newspapers. I look forward to working with the city clerk's office to putting this into practice. And hope going forward that we only find more ways to become more transparent to the public, to have this chamber full for every meeting. So I look forward to working with all of you in the coming days. I'm looking at Rosalba to figure this out together, and we'll go from there. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in chambers who'd like to make public comment on docketed matters only?
Good evening, Robert Murray, 75 Debbie Drive, Cranston. I'm just here tonight to reiterate some of my comments from the Ordinance Committee meeting on December 3rd on the resolution to the General Assembly to create a housing court. My prepared remarks are somewhere between the copy machine in my office and my car, so I apologize. I'll just summarize my thoughts. First, I did speak extensively at the Ordinance Committee meeting, so I'm not going to repeat that. I think most members were there. There were a few issues that came up at the Ordinance Committee meeting that I wanted to comment on. First, the one member suggested that there are many other cities and towns, several cities and towns that have similar legislation like Cranston is seeking. Those included the town of Johnston, Warren, Portsmouth, South Kingstown, Lincoln, and Foster. I did some investigation after the meeting. Johnston, Warren, and Portsmouth have a municipal court. They do not have a separate housing court. The town of South Kingstown does have a housing court, but they have one judge who is also the municipal court judge, and he handles both calendars. The town of Lincoln has a municipal court, no separate housing court. And the town of Foster was mentioned, and they have neither a municipal court nor a housing court. So I know I think the approach was what's good for the goose is good for the gander. In this case, I'm not sure that's apropos here. The other comment that I would make is that we have a court system that I think works. It's handling housing violations now. I just don't believe we can afford it, nor it's a necessary part. You have the tools in the toolbox now to address housing violations and code enforcement. The real focus needs to be on staffing levels in the minimum housing office, in the inspections department. Creating more judges is not going to solve the problem if we do not have the personnel to generate violations or alleged violations for property owners. The last thing I would just say is that there are other things that I think this council could be memorializing the General Assembly for. Increased state aid, additional pilot money. Those things are meaningful for the taxpayers. I'm just not convinced a new housing court financially makes sense or is needed from a operations point of view. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in chambers who would like to make public comment on docketed matters only? Seeing none, Tom, is there anyone online who would like to make public comment on docketed matters only?
There is no public comment online.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to close public comment. Now I'm going to move on to resolutions. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve of the resolution in support of the application to the Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management for an outdoor recreational grant to support Phase 3 of the Budlong Pool project. I do see, before I take the motion, Director
No.
Moretti, would you like to speak on this matter? I don't know if you'd want to discuss it as well. But would you prefer to? I can take both if you like.
The mayor's office and the clerk's office reached out to us. Our grant writer was able to find a grant that would help us with the Budlong Pool. City owns and operates the Budlong Water Park, cherished community resource. The city is currently undertaking the project to replace a historic 22,000-foot pool with new, smaller, accessible swimming pool. This is a grant, and I'm asking for approval so that we can put in for it.
Thank you, Council Vice President Haroyan. Nothing further to add, Director? You pretty much covered it.
The formality involved was that the city council is actually the monetary or budgetary approving body, and that's a key reason why it's in front of this body tonight.
Thank you very much. All right, so I'll be looking for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And there is a second. Any other discussion? I'll add I will definitely be in support. Sounds like a very worthy cause. And with that, I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante?
Yes.
Councilwoman Baziri?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council Banano?
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan?
Yes.
Council President Wall?
Yes. Thank you. Moving right along to reports of committees. First up this evening will be the Chair of the Claims Committee, Councilwoman Vaziri. Councilwoman Vaziri, the floor is yours.
Thank you, President Wall. Councilman Traff chaired the meeting on November 3rd for the claims paid. In our report, there's a packet and there's no further discussion or nothing further to report.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Moving right along from claims to the Safety Services and License Committee, Council Vice President Haroyan, the floor is yours.
The minutes from that meeting are not available to us yet, so I did discuss this with the clerk earlier, and we're going to move that to the next meeting.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilwoman and Council Vice President. Moving on to the Finance Committee, reporting out will be Councilman Andujar. The floor is yours, Councilman Endo.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Finance Committee did meet on November 3rd. First, there was a resolution authorizing the real estate tax abatements as requested by the tax assessor. Pretty sure everybody saw it in their package. I urge passage.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Is there any discussion? There being none, I ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andrew?
Yes.
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fazzari?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council Banano?
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan?
Yes.
Council President Wall?
Yes.
Moving on, number 2, there was a resolution authorizing motor vehicle tax abatements as requested by the tax assessor. It's all in your package. I urge passage.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? I see none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Trafficante?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fazzari?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council Banano?
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan?
Yes.
Council President Wall?
Yes.
Moving on, number 3, consideration of tax interest waiver approvals. Everything's in your package. I urge passage.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, a motion has been made and seconded. Is there discussion? I see none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Trafficante?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fazzari?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Banano?
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan?
Yes.
Council President Wall?
Yes. Thank you, Councilman Andahar. Moving right on to the Public Works Committee. We'll be hearing from Councilwoman, the Chair, Councilwoman Graziano.
Thank
Councilwoman
you,
Graziano.
President. Thank you, President Wall. The Public Works Committee did in fact meet on November 6, 2025, and no action was taken, so we have nothing to report at this time.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman. Moving back to Councilman Andahar with the Ordinance Committee report. Councilman Andahar, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President. The ordinance committee did meet on November 6th. We discussed a bunch of ordinances. The first one was held over from the Chris Bonanno show. And it's the ordinance 92504, ordinance and amendment of Title 10, Chapter 32, Section 180 of the City of Cranston Code of Ordinances, 2005, entitled No Parking Weekdays. I urge passage.
So
Is-
moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Councilman Bonanno, I see your hand.
This is quite an epic, and I'm not going to say too much, but for the benefit of council members, in the packet of meeting materials, you see the way it officially has to be done. And then there's sort of plain English, what will be reported to Muni Code for our ordinances, the last 2 pages of that packet. So if you're having trouble understanding all the cross outs and edits that we made, there's another version there for everyone to look at, and if any member of the public wishes to see it, I'll be certain to get that to you if you need it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Bonanno, and once again, thank you for the work you did on this ordinance. Is there any other discussion? I see none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Trafficante?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fazzari?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council Banano?
Yes.
Council Vice President Haroyan?
Yes.
Council President Wall?
Yes.
Moving on to ordinance 102503, an amendment of Title 2, Chapter 4, Section 60 of the City of Cranston Code of Ordinances, 2005, entitled Advertising Special Meetings of the City Council. I urge passage.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? I do see Councilman Campiano's hand.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to thank you for sending this back to the ordinance committee to be tweaked. It was very respectful, and I urge passage today.
Thank you, Councilman Campiano. Is there any other discussion? I see way over there, Councilman Ritz.
In the cheap seats. I just want to say this, had a lot of strong opinions and some passionate debate, but I really appreciate everyone, both sides, the public too, coming together to find some language that I think worked for everybody. I think it's very transparent, it's very fluid, and it shows open government. I think, this was a good example that I hope we can take forward as we work through other things together with different debating. Thank you.
And thank you, Councilman Ritz. Any other discussion? I see Councilman Andujar.
I just want to thank Vice President Haroy for bringing this forward and yourself for bringing this. We really needed it and we got it done. So let's just keep on moving forward as a group.
Any other discussion? I'll add my own 2 cents. I concur with all my colleagues, although at the time it moments it seemed a little testy and a little messy. I think we did come out with the right ordinance, and I'm pleased to recommend passage. And with that, I'm going to ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante? Councilwoman Nazari?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Banano?
Yes.
Council Vice President Horayan?
Yes.
Council President Wall?
Yes.
Moving on to ordinance 112502, an amendment of Title 10, Chapter 32, Section 40 of the City of Cranston Code of Ordinances 2005, entitled No Parking on Certain Streets Generally, sponsored by Councilman Trafficante. I urge passage.
So moved.
Second.
All right, is there any discussion? I see once again, Councilman Banano.
How come this one was so much easier than the one we tried to do, Mr. President?
Yeah, I couldn't answer that question. You have to ask Traff that one.
It was a person who basically sponsored it. That's very easy.
All right, that makes sense now. Makes sense now.
Is there any further comment? Councilman Trafficante, would you like to?
No, this was requested by the neighbors and it was approved by the traffic engineer and moved to the council.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Trafficante. Any further comment? I'm seeing none. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nazari?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Banano?
Yes.
Council Vice President Horayan?
Yes.
Council President Wall?
Yes.
And last but not least, a resolution requesting the Honorable General Assembly of the State of Rhode Island to enact enabling legislation authorizing the City of Cranston to establish a full jurisdiction housing court division within its municipal court. I
So
urge
moved.
passage.
Second.
There's a motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? I see Councilman Ritz.
I just want to say today I had the opportunity to visit the court with Councilman Campiano, and it was interesting to see process and see how they do everything there. So I do see some opportunity for changes there. So I respect my colleague for his position, trying to make some change here. But, you know, also we've heard from several subject matter experts, Mr. Murray, Mr. Pleikel. You know, and if this goes forward, I just hope we consider their recommendations we have that they brought forward. So.
Thank you, Councilman Ritz. Any other discussion? Councilwoman Horayan, Council Vice President Horayan.
I want to thank Councilman Andujar. He campaigned with this. He never gave up on it. His intentions are to make the city better. I know I've received several complaints about houses being run down. Councilwoman Graziano and I have had a complaint in her ward for several months. A lot of the times, it just seems like things are not being done or addressed. This is not to hurt the homeowner that just didn't get to cut their grass because they were busy with their kid last week. This is for abandoned properties and houses that are unsafe to the neighborhood.
Thank you, Council Vice President. Any other comment? Councilman Campiano.
Thank you, Council President. I think everybody knows where I stand on this matter, and after visiting the court today, it only strengthened my opinion. Well, first I want to read something that, a little food for thought. Cranston has 34,000 households. We have 7 municipal judges, court judges, proposed will be 6 additional judges, which is a lot of judges. Providence has 68,000 households. They have 3 housing court judges and 3 municipal court judges. Warwick, 39,000 households, has 1 municipal court judge and no housing court judge. And they have more houses than we do. Pawtucket, 34,000 households, have 2 municipal court judges and no housing court judges. East Providence, 22,000 households, 2 municipal court judges and 0 housing court judges. So that's a little food for thought. Also, there are vehicles and ways that we can get these things done. I learned today that we can put a house into receivership if the mayor says this house goes into receivership, it can go into receivership, cost the city nothing. I think this is going to cost the city money. I talked to the clerks. I went down on Friday and visited the court when it wasn't in session and talked to another court judge there, got their opinion. I got the clerks there and I got their opinion. I did all my homework when I made this decision in this stance, and I just feel that it's going to cost the city money unnecessarily. Maybe we can bolster what we have inspections and get that done, but to say we're going to put court, it sounds to me like throwing money at a problem in order to solve it. So I cannot solve it. I cannot support it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other discussion? Councilman Andujar. No, Councilman Andujar, I'll get Councilman Trafficant.
Thank you, members of the council, colleagues. This was created and this legislation is going up there just to give our court system tools. This is not a separate court. This is just adding more firepower to the division. But thanks for my colleague giving me that, that information. So in the future, when we're going to trim down judges, I know I'm going to reach out to him for a co-sponsorship. So thank you, everybody.
Councilman Trafficant.
Yes. Members of the council, it wasn't too long ago that Councilman and the council president and yours truly had a chance to basically roam the city of Cranston and basically discover a number of abandoned houses and houses that were in disrepair. This did not happen overnight. This has happened for the past several years. It's quite obvious the city has failed in that respect through our building inspection office to recognize this. So I'm in full support of this court.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other discussion? Did I get, Councilman? No.
I think, I've said quite a few words on this as well. And I'm not going to rehash everything I've said, but I agree wholeheartedly with Councilman Trafficani and Councilwoman Haroyan. There's a lot of problem children. And one of our colleagues came up with an idea, pitched it to several of us to co-sponsor and, tweaked it, edited it, went back, forth. We've looked at it. And yes, I mean, it's okay to disagree with the idea, by the way, this specific idea. But as council people, if we disagree with it, and it's different for a member of the public. A member of the public's job is to come and say, I don't like this, you guys figure it out. Okay, but as a council person, we can't say that. As council people, if we don't like something, we have to come up with a concrete plan to try to improve something. And I appreciate that my colleague, Councilman Campiano, doesn't agree with this. But if somebody doesn't agree with something, it's incumbent upon us as elected officials and council people to come up with an alternative. I've yet to see that. I think that this is a step in the right direction. Do I think it's perfect? No. But ultimately, I think that this is going to make our city a better place to live. It's going to make our city even better than East Providence and Pawtucket and some of the places that you mentioned that don't have housing courts. And it's going to make us and continue to keep us in the top, one of the top cities in our country. So, I'm in full support of this. I think this is, again, going to make our city better. And, it's not to go out there and I said it and it was quoted in the Cranston Herald. It's not to go out there and scare little old ladies. Okay, this is to go out there and find abandoned homes, dangerous properties that could catch on fire, which we all heard about in previous meetings. It's there to put some more teeth into the fine structure that was put in place, well before inflation, probably before I was born. It's there to modernize and make our city the best it can be, and that's why I'm supporting it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Before, I'm going to make sure everybody has a chance to speak before I go around twice. That's just the way it's going to be. So I'm going to make sure everybody else has a chance to say something. And if not, I'm going to weigh in and I'll go around one more time. So I'm going to weigh in, and you all know from the deliberations what I've said in the past. I believe, you know what, I couldn't tell you if this is the right or the wrong thing, but it is something. It is an attempt. This asking the General Assembly for enabling legislation is, to coin Councilman Bonanno's phrase, an opportunity to maybe figure it out. I can tell you, and I said this before, that I've seen the same houses again and again. Councilman Trafficani, myself, and Councilman Andujar did absolutely see homes that had been not in disrepair or dangerous for a couple of months. These are years. So what we're doing, independent of what they do in other cities, isn't working. And doing nothing, it just doesn't sit right with me. So for that reason, I will be supporting it. So I'm going to go around. Councilman Trafficani, I saw his hand up again one more time, and I think I saw Councilman Campiano's hand up again. So Councilman Trafficani, you have the floor, and then I'm going to go to Councilman Campiano.
Council President, I failed to mention the fact that during our research, so to speak, there were two particular houses One was abandoned for 7 years. In fact, I just got a call the other night, again, from one of the neighbors saying, what are we doing about it? And I explained about the court that we're proposing. The 7 years abandoned, the house is in total disrepair. Councilman Ann and I and the council president walked into that particular house, and it was disgusting, the condition that was in. There was another house up in Western Cranston, abandoned for 15 years. That's not fair to the taxpayers of that particular area. They're paying good taxes for their property to have a house abandoned for 15 years with nobody living in it. So, like I said, it only strengthens my strength, my opinion about this particular court.
Thank you, Councilman Trafficante. Councilman Campiano.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to quote unquote warn that if this ever gets implemented, it was always said that it was going to be a pilot program. I haven't seen anything in writing yet that said pilot program. But once it's in, even if it fails or if it's good, it's in there permanently because the next council is not going to know that we put this in and see if it works. So it's adding something to the budget for in perpetuity. Number two is, yes, 15 years. I mean, are these houses, are the taxes being paid? I mean, can they go up for tax sale? And like I said earlier, the mayor could say this house is going to go into receivership and take it over. So that my point is there are ways that we can do this now without adding any money to the budget. And also, I lost my train of thought. But I just don't want to add any money to the budget. I would love to have a workshop where we get in the people that are in the trenches, the people that to do this and identify what is wrong before we try to, what I quote unquote, throw money at it and to see if we solve it. I would love to see a workshop. I'd like to call the judges in, the inspectors, and get their opinion. In my business, when we build a piece of equipment, we call people in and we get everybody, every aspect of what's going on before we make a decision that's of this magnitude. This is probably the biggest decision or the biggest thing that I've had to vote on since I've become a councilman. This is going to add money. It's going to be there forever. And I don't believe for 1 minute that fiscal note that was put out there. I talked to we have IT stuff that goes, we have tickets, there's a lot of things. It's not going to just happen. So I can't iterate. I mean, if we had a workshop and we came out of there and it says, this is the way to go, I'd be all for it. But through my research and the people I've talked to, my opinion stays there.
Thank you, Councilman Campiano. Before I call on Councilman Anda, I just want to reiterate that what we're voting on tonight is sending this to General Assembly to get enabling legislation so we can maybe begin that discussion and see what it looks like. We're not spending any money today. We haven't written the ordinance, what it looks like, if it's a pilot, if it's sunsetted, any of that, none of that is there. This is just enabling legislation. Your concerns are definitely valid, but that this is just the beginning of the discussion. In my view, not to go back and forth, but just to be clear. Councilman Andujar.
No, I just want to reiterate everything you just said, and at the same time, just let my colleague know that the first two versions, yes, it was creating a new court, but the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth version was just basically giving it more strength and trying to give support to our inspectors that highly need it. So it's not going to be a big cost thing, but right now we need to go up to the State House. From the State House, it comes back. Then we could have all the workshops we want. But first we have to get it out of here to go to the State House, and then it comes back, and then we could deal with it. So that's why I urge passage.
Thank you, Councilman Andujar. Is there any discussion? Council Vice President Harayan.
I just want to be on the record saying that just because another city or town doesn't do it, we don't need to be followers. We can be leaders. We can do this. It can be successful. I know as being the safety chair, it's very, very frustrating. The 12th month in, and I still had businesses operating with no licenses, no victoring for a year, some of them a year and a half. And to say the next council wouldn't know about it, I disagree with strongly. As a chairperson, I called the last chairperson of safety services, and then I called the former councilwoman when I had questions. I think as a council person, you use all resources to find out the best solutions. And I think we're all trying to do that to move this forward. As you know, as a council, we cannot call in inspection and standards. We can't call in the judges. We don't have that authority to even ask a police officer to be here present to answer questions for constituents. We have to ask administration. Administration has to then ask the police department. Then somebody decides if it's worthy. Like, it's very, very frustrating. And inspection standards is not easy to deal with. So this is what we have to do to move forward, to get our city working properly and to get it cleaned up and for the safety of everyone. Having abandoned houses is very unsafe and not fair to neighborhoods.
Thank you, Council Vice President. I see no other hands, so I'm going to ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Trafficante?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nazari?
Yes.
Council Campiano?
No.
Council Banano?
Yes.
Council Vice President Horayan?
Yes.
Council President Wall?
Yes. Thank you. All right, thank you for that report, Councilman Andujar. Moving right along, we're going to move on to public comment on undocketed items. If there's anyone in the chamber who would like to speak on undocketed matters, please step up to the podium. You'll have 4 minutes. State your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, hi, my name is Sue Kelly. My address is, and that's Kelley, my address is 199 Jordan Avenue in Cranston. I join Rhode Islanders and the nation in being heartbroken over the Brown mass shooting. If Rhode Island had stringent gun laws, perhaps this would not have happened. Unnecessary death is our responsibility because we have not taken the action that would prevent it. Makes me angry. For this same reason, I am angry about Cranston right now. Many working people of Cranston are only 1 or 2 paychecks away from facing homelessness. This is a problem that will not simply vanish, at least not until we pay all workers living wages and make rent easily affordable. Not having transparent and easily accessible information about and for the homeless allows our government to pretend there is no problem in our city and to be complicit in any deaths that occur when it is freezing outside and when there are not enough beds. Our ability to understand the extent of the problem is hidden from us by a lack of information and a lack of policy. Good, clear information and good hearts will help us know what has to be done. The cold is here and it will get worse. People will die. We can prevent that by adopting a caring attitude toward the homeless. Cranston could create a humane policy that makes sure all of our homeless neighbors have shelter, food, sanitary facilities, mental health counseling, medical assistance, and job training programs that will help them get back on their feet. A good government takes care of its people, all of its people, and treats them with dignity. Cranston would do well to develop a homelessness policy in which clear services are outlined, funded, and made easily available to those who are in trouble. If we need additional shelters because we don't have enough beds for all of our homeless, we should provide them. How do we know, though? I haven't found a dashboard on the City of Cranston webpage that provides information about the number of homeless, where they go, or how they are helped. Intentional ignorance cannot solve a problem. Without knowing the parameters of homelessness in Cranston, it will be difficult to move forward effectively. We need transparency and we need information. We need to do better. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in chambers who'd like to make public comment on undocketed items?
Good evening. My name is Harrison Tuttle. My address is 131 Belmont Road, Cranston. Before I start, I just want to give a shout out to Ron Ronzio, who 10 years ago made a recommendation out of his own goodness of his heart to help myself be able to go to Bishop Hendricken High School. I'm here today because for a couple of years now, I've seen a lot of conversation around affordable housing. I've seen a lot of conversation around how we best treat our homeless population. Been in contact with my city councilwoman as well as Councilman Capabianco about the issue that we have around our unhoused neighbors. Now, I run 2 warming centers. In fact, one of them are open tonight. And we open when the temperatures reach 22 degrees real feel and below freezing, below freezing. And the work that we're doing is housing 17 people at Mathewson Street, 17 people at Community Church of Providence, providing them with a hot meal, and then providing them with transportation to the site as well as to a warm meal at Amos House or wherever they choose to be downtown. When I look at a municipality of Cranston, which has a population of 82,000 people, and I can't find on the city website where people can go, and of course, the traditional place in which people think about our available shelter is Harrington Hall, which conditions are maybe worse than the ACI. I don't know. We must consider what it is we are doing in terms of an actionable plan. We must come together as a community to be able to decide what is our plan and who is a part of that plan. Because I think if we continue to say on city property, we're not allowing people to be on city property, we're not allowing folks that are homeless to be on our property, then that city better have a responsibility to tell those residents where to go. So I'm opening my my capacity. I know I'm here with Sue Kelly, a Cranston resident, and many other Cranston residents who I've talked to over the last couple of weeks. We're very interested in this solution. And I think what we're looking for is either a municipal meeting in which can coordinate with the community, or action from the city council itself very quickly, because what we're recognizing are these temperatures that are outside tonight. People die. And if people die in this city as a result of the lack of infrastructure and the lack of planning, I'm going to be back here, but I'm going to be back here with 75 people. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in chambers who'd like to make public comment on undocketed matters? Anyone? Tom, is there anyone online who'd like to make public comment on undocketed matters?
Captain Dutra?
Can you hear me, Captain Dutra?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just state your name and address for the record, and you have 4 minutes, my friend.
Yes, I'm Captain Justin Dutra of the Cranston Police Department, 5 Garfield Avenue, Cranston, Rhode Island. I'd just like to comment quickly on the homeless situation in Cranston. As part of my duties at the Cranston Police Department is to respond to the homeless encampments and various complaints that come from businesses, city hall, residents, et cetera. The policy that we have at the police department responding to these camps is a gentle approach. We don't go out there. It's not a heavy enforcement type of approach. We respond out to these camps with clinicians who are embedded in the police department from Gateway, actually Brown Mental Health now, and CCAP. And when we do respond out there with these clinicians, we offer a host of services from different contact information for housing, food, medical assistance, insurance assistance, and things like that. I've been dealing with these encampments, approximately 6 of them right now. They fluctuate between 6 and 10 in the city, between 15 to maybe 20 on the high side, residents in these encampments. I've been dealing with them for about 3 years at this point, and not one time in the 3 years have we trespassed, charged any homeless person with trespassing or any of the crimes related to their homelessness. Obviously, there's other crimes involved, but nothing, we've never made an arrest based on that. So our approach is to respond out, offer services. If they're on private property or state property, we leave them be. If they choose to stay, they stay. as we don't have jurisdiction over that. Like you all know, the city does have some policy on city property, but even at that, we do not kick them out. We give them a chance to respond to some services and to relocate, in a timely manner. So we are responding out there. I can't comment to links on the city website. That's not what I do. That's not my wheelhouse, but we are offering services. We are offering a host of services. And we're doing that through licensed social workers and clinicians through some recognized agencies here in the state. And to my experience, vast number of our outreaches, the occupants of these camps either refuse the services or they move on, relocate on their own, and they become difficult to track down from the clinicians. Either their phone numbers change, they move locations, they don't respond back, and things of that nature. So we are offering the services. We can't force them to take it, but that's what the Cranston Police are doing. And I know our friends over at the fire department who travel out to these sites a lot with us are operating under the same policies and means.
Thank you, Captain Dutra.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else online who'd like to make public comment?
There is no other public comment online.
Okay, so at this time, I'm going to close public comment. And we are going to move on to the election and appointment of city officials. This time, I'm going to entertain a motion for the reappointment of Christopher Lowens by Mayor Hopkins as the tree warden for the year 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, there being, I'm so sorry, Councilman Ritz.
That's okay. Just real quick, I just want to say, although I haven't had the opportunity to meet the tree warden, I just want to thank him for his service. I've heard a lot of positive feedback from the residents. He's also been very quick to respond to issues, and we went for a while without a tree warden, so very thankful to have him here. Thank you.
You know what, the council attorney pointed out, I did not realize, I always thought we had a vote on it. There is no vote on this, so this is just more informational. But if there's any other comment, I'll certainly
I
take it.
will still keep my comments.
I certainly, yeah.
I was just going to echo what Councilman Ritz says. I do know Mr. Lowens. I know other members of the council do as well, and great guy. He's doing his job. I've heard great things about the tree warden from residents when we've passed on the concerns. And I don't want to talk negatively about anybody, but there's been a vast improvement in the tree warden services in our city since he's assumed that position. So doing a good job.
Yeah. Not to belabor the point, but I concur with both my colleagues' opinions because I've heard similar things. Thank you. All right, moving on to reappointment. The next reappointment would be the reappointment of Joseph Morocco to the Juvenile Hearing Board for the term of December 1st, 2025 through December 1st, 2028. This was requested by myself. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion approved.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? I see your hand, Vice President Harai.
I served on the Juvenile Hearing Board for many years with Joe Morocco, and he's a big asset to it. He's fabulous.
Thank you, Council Vice President. Any further comment? There being none, I'm going to ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilwoman Graziano,
Yes.
Councilman Andujar.
Yes.
Councilman Ritz.
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante.
Yes.
Councilwoman Vaziri.
Yes.
Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
Councilman Banano.
Yes.
Council Vice President Hawaiian.
Yes.
Council President Wall.
Yes, thank you. Okay, moving along to executive communications. In your packet was included the legal expense analysis for the period of July 1st, 2025 to December 4th, 2025. I did see the solicitor leave. Solicitor Videcchia is here. I guess he could entertain any discussion if anybody has anything. The floor is open if anybody has questions on the legal expense report. Councilman Andujar, I see your hand.
Yes, the question I have is, I saw the reports. Are they supposed to be detailed or are they just plain and simple the way they are?
Solicitor Videcchia.
Publicly, plain and simple the way they are, because any more detail could potentially reveal litigation strategy, things like that. So these are totals. If you wanted to see more detail, we should do that in executive session.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Councilwoman Graziano.
I mean, I guess I'll just say out loud that this is wild amount of money. And I guess I have a pause for concern about how much money we're spending on outside counsel. So if other council members would like to see more detail on this, I am absolutely happy to request an executive session to have that done.
Thank you, Councilwoman Graziano. Did I see your hand, Councilwoman Harayan? No.
I would be willing to request an executive session. The amount of outside legal counsel is 92,000.
Okay. All right, listen, we could schedule it during the next, I don't know, the next council meeting, the full council meeting. We'll have not the special one, a special meeting, a regular council meeting, give them time to prepare. And we'll have an executive session. Fair enough. All right. Any other discussion? I see Councilman Bernardo.
Just a quick question. I saw Mr. Moretti come up to the podium, but I was going to ask Mr. DeMayo a question about how we're doing as far as what we budgeted and where we're at on this particular matter.
Order DeMayo, would that be? Well, hold on. We're gonna have to hold on that one then.
Council President, with all due respect, Councilman, I think we might be getting a little far of open meetings in terms of how this is advertised. We're not advertised to go into budgetary analysis and things like
Okay,
that.
all right. Okay, I'll hold that then for the meeting we have, but just to be prepared, I'm going to ask that question later.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Fair enough. Any other discussion? Director Moretti, I did see you step up. Is there something you wanted to add to this? Well, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, moving right along. Okay, the next item is going to be council member communications. Councilman Andahar, I see that you have Marcus Stevenson, who is the chair of the Schools Buildings Committee here tonight. And he's going to give a report regarding the school buildings. Mr. Stevenson, please step up. Councilman Andahar, the floor is yours.
Our last meeting, Chairman came and I served with him on the School Buildings Committee. So I just wanted everybody to get a report. So thank you very much for coming here. Thank you for your service to this country and also thank you for your service to the Buildings Committee Board. The floor is yours now.
Thank you. Marcus Stevenson, STEPHENSON, 87 Garden Hills Drive. Good evening, and thank you everyone for asking me to come up and bring you this update. We currently have 3 major projects going on. Gladstone, it's in its final stage of completion. Estimated to be completed April 2026, and the school will be occupied by the 2026 academic school year. Eden Park is in its final stage of completion as well. Estimated completion is July 2026 and will be occupied for the 2026 academic school year. AES Charter School, that has 4 phases. They're in the first phase. Demo and abatement has been completed and the roof is about to start in 2 weeks. Building committee minutes are publicly available with regular scheduled meetings. Meetings are open to the public. Updates and documents that illustrate the diligence and financial focus to ensure active projects are completed within budgetary constraints and shared during building committee meetings, which are open to the public.
Thank you. Go right ahead, Councilman Andahar, before.
Well, if there are any questions from the members, but thank you so much for your service and thank you for coming here. Hopefully you could do this periodically. And I think Councilman Ritz has a question.
Well, before I take questions, I'll take the chairman. All right. I want to thank, yeah, you're not chairing me. Before I take questions, I want to thank Mr. Stevenson for coming in. I really like how you got right to the point. This is what we're looking for. It was brief to the point. And thank you for your willingness. I know Councilman Andahar and I both spoke to Chairman Stevenson before, and he's always willing to come and offer any opinions, any questions we may have. So I appreciate that willingness, forthright to come out and give us whatever information we may need. So thank you. Whose hand was up first? Was it Councilman Ritz? Councilman Ritz, I'm
Sure, I
going to
mean,
you.
You stole a little bit of what I was gonna say, thanking you for coming and for putting this on the agenda. I was just wondering, it's a consistent thing besides speed bumps in my area is these type of projects I get asked about. So I was just wondering how they were performing to budget. Do we look like we're on budget with all three?
On time, on budget.
And you covered a lot of things with us, all right. I'll pass
All
on
right,
now.
thank you,
Yep.
Councilman Ritz. Councilman Trafficani.
Mr. Chairman, if I may take my hat off as a councilman and speak as the chairman of the AES Academy, the charter school in the city of Cranston. There's been some speculation about $3 million being floated around, and Mr. Richard Councilman Capiano asked me about that particular issue. So I want to clarify it tonight. As you know, the charter school, the AES Academy, was granted approximately $12.5 million of the $40 million bond that was floated by the city of Cranston. We have not asked the city of Cranston for any additional monies above that 12.5 million. We received an additional $1 million from RIDE for that reconstruction project, and that was a grant given to us recently. However, the $3 million that's been floating around, the $3 million is coming from the laborers union, not from the city of Cranston. So I want to clarify that point.
Thank you, Councilman Trafficani. Is there any other questions for Mr. Stevenson? I see Councilman Capiano.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Mr. Stevenson, for your work, and it doesn't go unnoticed. You do a great job. My question is on the reimbursement rate. I went back and checked the referendum, and that number 74, 75% keeps getting thrown around. And on the referendum, it says 50%, not lower than 50%. First of all, what drives, that's a big range when you're talking about 147 million and then another 40 million to go from 75% down to 50%. It's a huge number. So what drives the reimbursement rate? Is it how long it takes to get done? Is it cost per square footage? Is it projects that didn't get complete? Do they affect it? What affects that reimbursement? Because that could cost the city an enormous amount of money.
Do I get the answer, or does
Yeah,
the councilman
no,
get
you-
to talk? Or
no, he asked you a question.
Oh,
I mean-
I just want to make sure. I don't want to.
Yep, no, you're doing fine.
Thank you for the question. I do have the answer to that, but you know what? I'd rather refer to Count Anthony Melillo, Citywide School Committee Vice Chairman, who can probably answer that better for you.
So, Mr. Vice Chairman, would you state your name and
Anthony
address
Melillo,
for the record?
33 Harvard Street, Cranston, Rhode Island.
Thank you.
Richard, Councilman Campopiano, sorry about that. The 74% reimbursement rate is the thing that they're agreeing with is State of Rhode Island Department of Education for projects that were done, Gladstone School, Eden Park School, AES. And the completion of that, the reimbursement rate will be 74% based on all criteria that was done by the other schools. So that's why we're coupled under Gladstone and Eden Park. So AES is coupled under that. So it would all be reimbursed at 74% for a program that the state of Rhode Island was doing that we really should have taken more advantage of. That's like other districts are building $1 million. And I think Providence is building $2 million worth of schools based on the 74% reimbursement. So we have our schools under that same RIDE agreement for 74% reimbursement.
I had a conversation with the head of the Johnston School Committee. He's been that for 18 years or 15 years, and they're building schools in Johnston. And he says that it's not 75%. There's different levels for different reasons, and
Right.
it says on the referendum not lower than 50%. So I'm
Right,
trying to wrap my mind around
Well,
what drives it up
I'm
and down.
not sure if you understood. We are coupling, Gladstone School has all the criteria it meets to get the 74%, as does Eden Park. If we couple all the other projects under that same reimbursement, we'll get 74% reimbursement on all of them. And I can get you point by point. It's maybe it's the student population. It might be the ESL. It might be everything that falls underneath it. So if Gladstone falls under or checks all the boxes for 74% reimbursement, and then we couple the other projects under that, we'll get 74% reimbursement on all of them once they're all completed. So that's when we'll get reimbursement of 74% on all of them.
So, once the total's completed, so.
Yes.
We're still waiting. Well, the ones that are completed are what? Garden City's completed.
Well, Garden City already came,
Yeah, but
it's
that's-
already reimbursed. That's a different bond.
Did we get, I mean, so have we received the 75% of the 147 already?
That you'd have to ask the finance director. I believe that came in at 74%, 74, never more than 74.
Right. So I'll have to address that to the finance director.
But I
see if
believe
we
so,
got that
because
one
that had,
so far.
again, that fell under all the criteria because we were merging another school, which was Waterman School, which ESL and all the other stuff fell under the same criteria because of that merging neighborhood schools. They fell and they got us all back to the 74% reimbursement.
Right. Well, I also was told that a lot of things, that reduction of parking, just the slightest change changes the reimbursement, and that's.
It hasn't, it hasn't. So, you know, one of the things, I see Marcus had all the facts, and that's something I say often is, what gets in the way of the truth is usually the facts. And I'm giving you the facts. We are getting 74% reimbursement on the projects were mentioned. If we would go out to bond for new projects, now that's a different subject. Johnston may not hitting all the criterias. They might not be getting the 74%, but we are. So the question was, are we getting 74%? The answer is yes. Because our projects fall under all the criteria that is needed to get 74% reimbursement. That's why we're waiting. We could easily say Gladstone's done in September, let's put in for reimbursement. Then the other projects might not fall under that same umbrella. So we're putting them under one umbrella, submit them all, get the 74% reimbursement. So the answer is yes.
Thank
Not
you.
what Johnston's doing, not with Cranston. This is what Cranston's doing, 74% reimbursement.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilman Underhigh.
I just want to stay on topic because I always get yelled at for going off topic, but this is about the school buildings, not about formulas. So thank you, Chairman Manillo. Thank you, Mr. Stevenson. I'll reserve back to the president.
But the floor is still yours, Councilman Underhigh, if you, okay. All right, Council Vice President.
I want to thank you both here tonight. Being a former school committee member, I thank you for answering all these questions, but if I remember correctly, the school committees are open, meetings are open to the public, and all this is discussed in detail for the school committee to vote on and should be available online in the minutes and the notes, correct?
Correct. We brought you here, yep.
Actually had minutes from previous meetings. And they're all here. And actually, at one point, we spoke about the 74% reimbursement and reimbursements in projects on the general updates. In an attendance at these meetings was the superintendent, Ed Collins, myself, Richard Campopiano, Justin Matus, Dominic Fusco, Keith Catone, and John Donegan. The point I'm trying to make is you as a council have two representatives at each meeting. Those minutes can come back here so you can get updated on a regular basis. Well, I'll gladly come to a city council meeting to update you, but I think you can get more questions answered because we pinpoint every single bid item, every single item, so you have a better understanding of what's going on. They're open to the public, like Marcus said, but you do have two members on the committee, so thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Malone. And thank you also, Chairman Stevenson. One more question we have? I see Councilman Trafficani. Is it for Chairman Malillo?
It's for
or-
Mr. Malillo.
Okay, Vice Chairman Malillo, rather, I'm sorry.
Vice Chairman Malillo, excuse me. Anthony, is it not a fact that you just received a memo from, trying to think of his name, from RIDE that guaranteed that 74%?
Mario Carino,
Mario,
yes.
right.
Yeah, we did, based on, because we meet on a regular basis with RIDE to make sure we constantly meet that criteria. So to make sure we get that reimbursement, we're not out of the lines, we don't, and Mario is also a school committee member in Lincoln, so he gets how the whole system works. So he works with us very closely to make sure that we don't step off where we wouldn't get reimbursement for all the projects.
So just to reiterate, because I don't think I heard it all, that just for, maybe I wasn't listening very well, Vice Chairman Malone. The guy from RIDE, his name is Mario Carino. He's guaranteed the 74%.
He has in writing.
I'll tell you, that sounds like you're getting 74. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
job. Thank you so much, guys. All right. Any further questions? All right, we appreciate your time. Okay, moving on to council business carried over. See a resolution adopting the Cranston Safe Action Plan. This was sponsored by Mayor Hopkins. It was recommended for approval in the ordinance committee. All right. It was continued until 11/17/2025. We actually, if you recall, we didn't have the plan. The plan was given to us. I would.
May I make a motion to approve,
Motion
Mr. President?
approved. Yes, I welcome that.
Second.
Is there a second? Is there any discussion on it?
I do see the director here. I don't know if she was planning to speak to us tonight.
You want to speak?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that
Thank you,
if,
Director.
if there were questions, someone very knowledgeable about it is
Yeah.
Planning Director Beth
That's
Ashman.
fine.
She is here for that reason, should you wish to ask any
She's
questions.
been
oh.
sitting here very patiently.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so is there any questions? I see none. We can just take a vote on it. But thank you for coming. I do appreciate it. Do you have a question? Okay, Councilwoman Graziano, I think she wanted to.
So I know everybody wants to move along, but I think just for transparency in the public, if Beth wouldn't mind just giving like, I mean, she came all this way. Well, you stayed late. So just like a brief explanation, because this plan is honestly something that a lot of other communities in Rhode Island are doing. And I give kudos to the planning department. They've been embarking on a lot of new things that, and taking the opportunities where they can get them. So I think the public should know what a good job they've been doing and how hard they've been working. And that they are introducing Cranston to a lot of new initiatives, and I'm grateful for that. So I'm open to hearing a few lines if it's okay with the president.
That's quite all right, and thank you for asking. Beth, if you
Yes.
could state your name and address for the record, and please give us what you have.
Ashman, Planning Director, 51 South Main Street, Mansfield, Massachusetts. We've been working on this plan for over a year, and I think it's a tremendous resource. We did a deep dive with our consultants into the data on crashes, injuries, and fatalities. We also did an analysis of the road designs in Cranston and where they correlate with the kinds of roads where we see accidents, injuries, and fatalities elsewhere. So the actual crashes, the designs that are tend to have crashes, and then there was also a lot of engagement with key informants and stakeholders. We had participation certainly from the Department of Public Works and the police in informing this strategy. So it's a huge resource showing us 14 projects where we can get the biggest bang for our buck in terms of increasing safety in our streets. And so for each of these 14 project areas, we have maps of where the problem areas are. We have a list of strategies. So this is really a game plan for us in order to increase safety on our streets and help us become more strategic in how we use our resource. And some of the things that one of the things that to me really, there are some low cost things in here, as well as some things that might take longer to get into our capital budget. But for example, just in the high crash, in the places where you have injuries and fatalities, painting a line on the intersection to show people where they can't park in front, that's just state law. We're not changing state law, but we have a major compliance issue in Cranston where people aren't aware of how many feet back they need to park to maintain visibility at the intersection. So that's just using tools to communicate to people what those safe practices are would be very effective. So there are 3 goals this plan, you'd be adopting with this plan. One is to focus our investments on improving safety in the high injury network to maximize reductions of fatalities and serious injuries. Two, to reduce fatal and serious injuries on City of Cranston and RIDOT roadways by 50% by 2040, and to try to achieve zero roadway fatalities and serious injuries on City of Cranston and RIDOT roadways by 2050.
Okay, thank you so much. I see Councilman Anderson.
I just want to thank the director for this plan. It's going to help Ward 3 a lot. So include making more visible lines, and I think I saw some ADA compliance stuff in there too. So next, I need you to help me to make cars not park on their lawns. So we'll talk about that another day, but thank you so much.
Councilwoman Graziano.
I had a question about, so once this plan, if approved, would this make us more favorable to if we apply for a grant that we have this plan in place?
Absolutely. So this is, having a safety action plan is a prerequisite for applying for a lot of federal transportation funds.
Any other discussion? Any other questions? I see some hands, but they're not up yet. All right, listen, I think you've done a great job explaining to us. Appreciate it. There's already been a motion made. There's already been a second. There's no further discussion. I'm going to ask the clerk to please call a roll.
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nazari?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Banano?
Yes.
Council Vice President Horoyan?
Yes.
Council President Wall?
Yes, thank you. Okay, moving right along to introduction new business. If there are no objections, I'd like to take the entire new business as a block with the exception of 12-25 and move them to have a motion to have them, yep, with the exception of 12-2503, have them go to their proper subcommittees.
So moved.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. I didn't
So
hear you.
there's no objection to taking that as a block?
Can you just repeat what you said?
If there are no objections, I'd like to take the entire new business as a block with the exception of 12-2503, because we have to have a discussion about that before we go.
No objection, sir.
All right, and we'll motion to move them to their respective subcommittees.
So moved.
There's a second?
Second.
Discussion? There being none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Council Trafficante?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nazari?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Council Banano?
Yes.
Council Vice President Horoyan?
Yes.
Council President Wall?
Yes. Now I'm going to attend to 12-2503, which is an ordinance authorizing the sale of a city-owned property located at Cardinal Ridge. I'm going to ask Attorney Marcella, are you going to speak on this matter? I will turn the floor over to you just so we understand why I pulled it for a second.
So the reason why we pulled this is that there was a, first of all, there's a scrivener's error in the assessors plat number. It should be plat 24 lot. I think it's 24 rows.
It's 204.
So, sorry, so the assessors plat 24 lot should read 204. And then if you look in your packet, the ordinance that was actually, the proposed ordinance actually has the right title, but the body of that ordinance is different than what it should be. The body establishes a revolving fund. So I think there was just a little error through the solicitor's office when they sent this to us. So what I'm asking is, I believe the clerk passed out a substitute. The title is correct on the agenda. We're just going to be substituting the ordinance that's now before you and refer that to committee. So it's really no substantive changes other than we're going to substitute the ordinance in that should be with this title to the committee, if that makes sense. I hope it does.
So everybody received the body of the ordinance before, all right, I know Rose passed them out. Very good explanation, Attorney Marcella. So with those changes, I'm going to look for a motion to refer ordinance 12-2503 to the ordinance committee
As substituted.
as substituted.
So moved, Mr.
Second.
President.
You'd like to make some clarification? Certainly.
That ordinance is what we'll refer to as a companion ordinance to the next one, 25, 24, whatever. it is. Can you refer that to the ordinance committee meeting for December 22nd rather than January?
Those
Rosa's
are-
saying no.
Hold on a second. Yes, we can do that. Yeah. It can go to the ordinance. Yeah.
It can
it
go to the
ordinance.
committee, it can go to the ordinance committee, but the public hearing has to be 7 days. The public hearing has not been advertised for that yet.
Okay, because the concern would be passage of the other one, we'd recommend from the administration, that's a package of the two. Because one without the other, there wouldn't be funding in order to facilitate the other ordinance.
We have to probably wait till January because of the advertising requirements for the charter.
Or you could pass half of it,
Yeah.
if that'd be okay. Okay, just want to. I just want to make sure the council's well informed.
I think that what will happen at the subcommittee meeting, they don't have to pass it that night. They can just hold it deferred till the next meeting in January when both. committees
Okay,
pass it.
okay.
That's a necessity. But we
Yeah,
want to do it correctly. We want to make sure we meet all the advertising requirements, because if
Okay.
we don't, then you don't have a valid.
Understood, but again, the reason why I'm saying this is only because I want the council informed of the package, if you will, and not to be myopic in terms of trying to just get one passed.
So for the record, just for clarity, we're gonna send ordinance 12-2503 to the special ordinance committee, which we are going to have on December the 22nd. All right,
It's
not,
No, but it's actually going on, it's going to this January 7th.
January.
That's what it's advertised for. We have to advertise. So that is going to the special meeting, the committee meeting on January 7th. The regular meeting, the council meeting, sorry.
okay, the regular meeting.
Correct. December 22nd, that is going to the special meeting. We can probably hold that ordinance at that meeting and then.
Pass it at the same time.
Pass it on the January 7th, if you need it at the same time.
Same time?
Sounds good, thank you.
Very good. All right, thank you. So I have a motion. I have a second. I believe I have some clarity, and I do have a hand. I see Councilwoman Graziano.
Thank you, President Wall. I would just like to state some items that I'll be requesting in order to take a vote on this. So I'm like I'm well versed in looking up maps and plots, and I do this all the time. I had trouble like locating it, and I use Nearmap and all the maps and ArcGIS. So if we could get a copy of its location and the reason it was selected, that would be great for the next meeting.
So Director Moretti, can we have a map? Basically, you need to know where it is, this property. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, I mean, I had trouble finding it on the town's GIS because I couldn't locate 204 on Cardinals Road. And I want to know how this particular parcel was selected comparatively to other parcels in the city of Cranston. I think we owe our constituents and the public that to know why we're selecting this parcel.
So Director, we'll have that for the next, when we hear it. Thank you very much. Any other discussion? Want me to hold on? Hold on. Motion has been made and second. No further discussion. All right. With the substitute, we're moving this to the ordinance committee on December the 7th, correct? No, January 7th. All right. All right, let's take a vote then.
Councilwoman Graziano?
Yes.
Councilman Andujar?
Yes.
Councilman Ritz?
Yes.
Councilman Trafficante? Councilwoman Vasari?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Banano?
Yes.
Council Vice President Ryan? Council President Wall?
Yes. Okay, moving right along for informational items, there is no action required. Pardon me. The 2026 meeting, city council meeting committee schedule was included in your packet. It's not a voting item, but you all should have it in your packet. In addition, there's also the 2026 municipal court quarterly calendars. Those are also included in your packet for your information as well. And before I ask for a motion to adjourn, this being our last regular council meeting, I know some of us will see again on the 22nd, but for me, I'm gonna wish everybody Merry Christmas and thank you for the help during the season. And I'm looking at happy holidays as well, and very good. And ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed signify by saying nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you very much.